In June 2023, 5 people paid $250,000 each for an expedition that was supposed to take them to one of the most famous wrecks in history. Their destination was the Titanic, resting nearly 4,000 meters below the surface of the North Atlantic Ocean. But this was not a luxury trip. They were boarding a small experimental submersible called Titan, operated by a company named OceanGate. From the outside, the mission sounded like a breakthrough in deep-sea exploration, but behind the scenes, there had already been serious concerns. Several experts had warned that the vessel's design did not follow traditional deep ocean safety standards and that pushing it to such extreme depths could be dangerous. Despite these warnings, the expedition moved forward. Inside the sub were 5 individuals with very different backgrounds but a shared goal of witnessing the Titanic wreck firsthand. There was a billionaire explorer, a Titanic historian, a businessman, a seasoned pilot, and the CEO of OceanGate himself. Each of them entered the Titan knowing the risks, but also believing in the promise of a once-in-a-lifetime experience. The submersible itself was unlike anything used in conventional deep-sea missions. It was controlled using a modified video game-style controller, and its structure relied on experimental carbon fiber materials instead of the fully certified titanium-based designs typically used for extreme depths. On the morning of June 18, Titan began its descent into the ocean. At first, everything appeared normal. The support ship on the surface continued to receive periodic updates, and the passengers were reportedly in good spirits as they descended deeper into darkness. As the sub moved farther down, the pressure around it increased dramatically, reaching levels that could crush most objects instantly. Still, communication continued, and nothing suggested an immediate problem. But just a few hours into the mission, something changed. The regular communication signals from Titan suddenly stopped. No warnings, no distress message, just silence. And in that moment, what was supposed to be a historic journey to the Titanic turned into one of the most urgent and mysterious search operations in modern maritime history. As the Titan continued its descent, it was moving into an environment where even small technical failures could turn catastrophic. At depths of thousands of meters, the pressure of the ocean is so extreme that it can crush steel if anything goes wrong. Inside the submersible, the crew had no way to escape or surface quickly once they went too deep. Every system depended on the integrity of the vessel itself, and there was no backup rescue option available at that depth. For the first part of the journey, communication between Titan and the support ship on the surface was still working. The crew sent routine updates as they moved deeper toward the Titanic wreck. But as they approached the final stretch of their descent, the signals began to weaken. Each update became more critical, as they were now entering the most dangerous zone of the entire mission. Then came the last confirmed communication. A final message was sent from the Titan indicating that everything was still functioning, but the sub was nearing its target depth. After that, there was nothing. No distress call, no emergency signal, no partial communication, just complete silence. On the surface, the support team initially assumed there might be a delay or a temporary communication glitch. In deep-sea missions, signal interruptions can sometimes happen due to pressure, distance, or technical limitations. But as time passed, it became clear that this was different. Titan was no longer responding at all. Attempts were made to re-establish contact, but every effort failed. The submersible had vanished from communication systems entirely. What was supposed to be a controlled descent had turned into an unexplained disappearance in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Within hours, concern escalated into a full emergency response. Ships, aircraft, and deep-sea detection equipment were mobilized to locate the missing vessel. But the deeper problem was simple and terrifying. No one knew whether Titan was still intact, or if something had already gone irreversibly wrong deep beneath the ocean surface. As news of the missing Titan spread, the situation quickly escalated into a massive international search operation. Ships from multiple agencies, private companies, and the U.S. Coast Guard joined the effort, scanning thousands of square kilometers of open ocean. The challenge was enormous. The Titan had disappeared nearly 4,000 meters below the surface, in an area where visibility is almost zero and pressure is beyond human survival limits. Every passing hour reduced the chances of finding it intact. Search teams used sonar systems and underwater detection equipment to scan for any possible signals or debris. On the surface, rescue crews worked around the clock, hoping for even a faint indication that the submersible might still be intact. But deep below the ocean, there was silence. No emergency beacon was detected. No communication signals were recovered. It was as if the Titan had simply erased itself from the ocean. Days passed, and the focus of the mission slowly shifted from rescue to recovery. Eventually, underwater debris was discovered on the ocean floor near the Titanic wreck site. The pieces confirmed what many experts had feared from the beginning. the Titan had suffered a catastrophic failure under extreme pressure. The structure had collapsed almost instantly, giving the crew no time to react or send a distress signal. The discovery brought a tragic end to the mystery. What was initially treated as a possible rescue mission was now understood as a devastating implosion deep beneath the ocean surface. The investigation later raised serious questions about engineering decisions, safety warnings, and the risks of experimental deep-sea exploration without full certification. In the end, the Titan disaster became more than just a news event. It became a warning about the limits of human engineering and the dangers of pushing technology into environments where even the smallest mistake can lead to irreversible consequences. What started as a journey to explore history ended with a reminder of how unforgiving the deep ocean truly is.